Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Jack Live. Tom Lloyd here. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Feel free down on the bottom left-hand side, invite your friends, share this outside of here, and we'll get some folks in here, and we will get started. I want to welcome you guys all, and appreciate you guys all following along with us the last few weeks, and really getting to know us and getting to know all of our guys. And we appreciate them all being on here week after week and continuing this Jack Live tradition. That something, and we'll be getting it rolling here in just a second. So, what's up, Mr. Tyler?
What's happening?
Hey, I can hear you.
Can y'all hear me? You can hear
I can
me?
hear you. I can.
That's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, we'll let a few more people get in here, but man, how's it going?
It's been a tough start, you know. It's not the way I wanted to start this year out, but we're gonna get the ball rolling here. The next event,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, it's more my
Yep.
fishing, what we're going to do. So we'll see what's gonna happen, you know.
Yep. Absolutely. I hear that, man. For those of you that don't know, hey Tim, this is Tyler Carriere's Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. Been fishing the opens for quite some time, and just traveling around fishing for a living. What a bunch of people want to do, and he's getting to live the dream out there, right, brother?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's a nightmare, but no, for the most part, it's fun to do. You know, it's from the opens going into the elites is a big eye opener. It's the guys in the open tournaments, they're good, but man, when you step up to them elite boys, it's a big game changer. I mean, it's rocked my world last year. I don't know, man. It's This year it hadn't started out much better, but like I said, we got a lot of fishing to do. We're gonna get it going.
Oh yeah. So tell me this: what was the biggest difference? I guess. How long do you fish the opens?
I fished the opens 2 years. The first year, I just kind of basically got back into it. I used to charter fish for 10 years, I believe it was. And I went in one day and told my wife I wanted to go back bass fishing. So we went all in. I signed up for all 9 opens that year, all 3 divisions. And it was a train wreck the first year. And then the last year, I qualified, or the year before last, I qualified for
Yeah.
the lead. And then it's been a challenge since then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
hear you.
fun though. It so when you're out there fishing, you know, you got a lot of pressure on you. I think that's the main thing. I just putting too much pressure on myself when we're out there fishing elite tournaments. I just need to go out there and relax and have fun with it.
Yep, absolutely. So, what was your favorite thing? I mean, you hang up the charter fishing. What kind of charter fishing did you do out there?
Speckled trout and redfish down towards it's called Port Sulphur, Louisiana. It's down going towards Venice, Louisiana,
Okay,
and that's basically what we did for, like I said, 10, 11 years. I still do it part time whenever we're done with the tournament fishing. So I still go
sure.
do a few trips here and there.
Yep, I saw you and John and AJ and all them went out and did some fishing with six gill.
Yeah, we did some videos. He had still hadn't. I talked to AJ today. He still hadn't got the videos put up. He's just been busy running around to all the
Yeah,
shows, doing whatever they do. You know.
yeah, no doubt.
He said he's going to get it going though here before long. He's going to have it posted, and it was
Sweet.
fun. We sight fished all of them. So
No kidding.
yeah, them boys freaked out on that.
I bet I would too. I'm gonna have to get down there next year and come check that out. I've always wanted to go down and saltwater fish. There's not too many saltwater fish I want to go catch, but the reds are definitely up on my list. So
Yeah, I mean, most of the guys that like bass fishing, when you could sit there and every redfish you see will come and bite. It's a lot of fun, you know. It's
yeah,
with bass. If you sight fishing bass, it could be a long, drawn out deal, you know. But these things are bite. You get a bait anywhere around them, they bite.
Is that right? Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. So we're going out this year. Went to Lake Martin this year. I know you don't want to relive that memory, but tell us a little bit about kind of how you were approaching that tournament and what you were trying to do from in practice and whatnot.
In pre-practice, I went up there. In fact, I stayed with Keith Poche, and I was catching them dropping on them. I was dropping the Demiki rig down there on them, and it was really good. And even when we went up for our couple of days of practice before the tournament, the fish, it was cold. The fish were still deep. You could graph a lot of them, and it warmed up a little bit before the tournament. You know, it got some rain, and the temp changed, and I think the fish moved up, and I just didn't adjust to them because the first day of the tournament, I went out and I couldn't hardly even graph a fish after that.
Yeah,
It's just like they disappeared overnight. I didn't have nothing to fall back on. You know, the second day
sure.
I just went and scratched all that and just went fishing. You know, and I just never ran into them. But yeah, I caught a lot of fish in practice. For the 2 days before the tournament, and I thought that I was on the deal. It's just things happen and it changed, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So walk us through. I know you're not necessarily known as a deep water specialist by any means yet, but walk us through kind of what your setup is and how you fish that Demiki rig. I know you were throwing our little sled head deal, but tell us, what kind of rod, line, bait, all that good stuff that you put on it.
I have a guy over here that makes my rods, but I was using the 6 gill spinning reel with a 10-pound braid to like a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. And I was dropping that quarter-ounce jig head down there with the Demiki on it. And I mean, you could pretty much find a log or a rock, whatever you could find down there when they had some fish on. You could drop on them and they would eat it, just drop vertical on them. But I definitely, in practice, I found a tree. I thought I could go and catch 5 fish out of it within 5 minutes. They just had that many. They had probably 100 or 200 fish around that tree. And the first day of the tournament, they just, like I said, they disappeared. I didn't know what to do after that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, for those of you that haven't ever done that, kind of talk to us a little bit about finding them. You're talking about just finding trees and stuff like that, but you just idle around what offshore stuff
Uh,
or points or what?
yeah, I just wherever you see those big points coming off on your graph, I'd go idle around, and then you could, like I said, you could graph a lot of fish in practice, and you could swing back around and go catch them. And I spent a lot of time just idling, marking, like I said, rocks or big trees that were down there. And I mean, I did the same thing up on Table Rock last year, if you remember, whenever we went there.
Yep.
I had a half a day to practice when I got there, so I just went down one of them bluff walls and I graphed some fish down there, and I just happened to drop that Demiki rig on them, and I started catching them good for that tournament. But I don't get to do it a lot around here, but it sure is fun when we get to go to those lakes and do that. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
not by any means the best electronic guy. I have to give a lot of it to Brett Pruitt and John Hunter. They taught me a lot when we were going up through the open. So
well,
they
good.
showed me how to do all that.
Yeah, that's definitely important. Being able to learn and give guys tips and stuff like that and receive some help back for sure. So
Definitely.
um, yeah. Tell us. I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but um, more for my information actually. So when you see these fish, can you tell, or do you feel like you can tell if they're the ones that are going to want to bite? And if so, do you drop them and drop it into the school of them, or above it, or below it, or what?
I, I I would see some of them that were on the bottom, they were pretty close to the bottom. Those were going to bite. But, yeah, you see them, like, suspended. We were catching some fish in 50 foot of water. You see them suspended up in, like, 30. And you drop down, and you kind of stop your bait a little bit above them and then start letting it fall real quick. And you'll usually see a fish or two follow it down, and you knew you were going to get bit doing it. It's I think the thing is to do is just drop down that way they can see it a little bit and just kind of shake it there for a second, and then just start open your bail and let it go down pretty quick after that. And usually one will come to follow it down, and it's you see everything on your graph. You sit there and watch it. It's like I said, I don't get to do it around here. It's fun to do that.
Yeah. So
Video.
they'll grab it on the way down. Then is that pretty much it? You
No,
don't even feel them bite.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll
So you
like
just
yeah, you just let it free fall, and you'll see one kind of going down with it, and you kind of pause it for a second. And usually he'll grab it.
that's pretty neat though. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you sit there and you're watching the screen the whole time. You know when you're about to get a bite, so it's pretty
yeah,
cool.
get a crick in your
And
neck from
oh
looking
yeah,
down
all
on
day
it.
looking down. But I mean, the ones on the bottom, you might just like see one or two on a rock or whatever it might be. And as soon as you would hook those fish, it looked like firecrackers coming up through your screen. They were just like fireworks, you know. You wouldn't even think that many fish were down there.
Yeah. Huh.
It's pretty keen doing that.
Do they
Same
go
thing
straight?
happened with Table Rock. Table Rock
Yeah.
was the same thing. When I'd hook one, the whole screen would light up.
So do they go pretty much back down once once they realize that fish came out of the water?
Yeah, well, basically you could hurry up and get it in, unhook it, and drop down. You could catch a couple of them. What it did was it activated the school. You know, it just
Sure.
got everything going. But you could catch a couple of them, and then they would shut down, and you just move on, or to your next little deal.
Yep.
But
Absolutely. Well, let's talk to you about something you're more known for doing or like to do more. So you guys are heading down the classic, hanging out down there, I guess. Is that right?
what's at it? I didn't hear you. What you say?
You going down the classic this year?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I
Yeah.
need to go over there for Six Gill. They
Yeah.
talked to them today. So.
Good deal. And then after that, it'll be on to the Sabine River. So, are you looking forward to that event, or not so much now that they took all that water away from you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but it's kind of they took a lot of water away from us. The place is gonna fish real small. I was looking forward to running back home, back in Louisiana, for that
Yeah.
tournament, but yeah, they won't let us do it now. We can't even fish the other side of the river from what it looks like. So we just I'm ready for go to. It's gonna be the same kind of fishing I do. It's all marsh and dirty water, so it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
got to find you a little place where they don't have too many people around and beating everything up.
Sure. Sure. So, those fish there are usually fairly small bags win. Is that right? Or
Usually I think if you catch about 8 or 10 pounds a day, you'll be all right. But right now they're catching some good bags over there. But I
really?
think it's just because of the spawn. But a lot of them, I think, the bags are coming from Louisiana, which isn't gonna do us no good. So
Yeah, no doubt. Not that you can get any information now anyway, but yeah,
yeah,
just
they
local
just
tournaments.
they I think if you can manage like get you 10 pounds, it's gonna be solid. Because I mean, they had that hurricane that came through in Houston and Beaumont,
Sure.
all that stuff flooded. I think it hurt the fishing a little bit over there. I've been over there the last week a couple of times, and you fishing in your boat, and you got like 5 feet above your head, you got debris and logs still hanging in the trees from all the driftwood and stuff. So it definitely hurt the fishing. I feel like over there.
Yeah, no doubt. I believe that. So back home in Louisiana side, um, whenever it gets time, I know you like to punch a little bit, flip a big jig or something like that. Walk us through kind of a setup on that, and then also kind of break it down a little bit for us as far as how you're targeting stuff. If a guy has never been grass fishing or mat fishing like that, what are some things to look for? And then of course just your setup and trailers and stuff like that.
Okay, like for the punching, we got the water hyacinths over here. I know y'all don't have none of that up there where y'all at, but the water hyacinths, they'll stack up against the banks. And like if you see a point or a lay down or something where the hyacinths are on there, you take about either an ounce, ounce and a half. You can go up to, it just depends how thick the hyacinths are pushed up. You can go up to 2 ounces, but usually about an ounce will work. You throw a ounce tungsten weight, and then you put your, like a number 4 trocar or something on there. And then you have your little punch skirt if you throw in a punch skirt or vice versa. And you basically you throw it on 70-pound braid with the stiffest rod you got with a high-speed reel, and just kind of flip through there and let it free fall down. And usually they grab it as soon as it punches through. But you got to have a good size weight to get through that.
Sure. So I know, obviously, you can't just pull up on something and just catch a limit out of them. So how many drops you think you do in a day? Just
oh God,
going around.
I think once you find an area that has a few, you could catch them pretty good. But man, it takes a while. Your arm hurts by the end of the day flipping that big weight around through them.
Yeah, no
things.
doubt.
So,
We don't.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going. But
the problem is whenever you punching like that, you hang a lot of fish. You hook up on the fish, but they just get off because you can't pull them through everything.
gotcha.
It's like, I guess it'd be like up there where y'all had the thickest log jam you could find. You dropping through the middle of it and try to pull them through there.
Yeah, I was gonna say the bushes. When the bushes get up on Bull Shoals or Table Rock, it's like that. I mean, you're pitching into a bush that's, it looks all open and everything, but of course, as soon as one bites it, especially if they're biting it while it's coming through, they're already back around the other side of the base of that bush, and then you're trying to pull them out around the bush and up through the bush, and then they're 5 foot out of the water by the time you get them coming out, and then all things can go wrong after that. So it ain't the same, but it's similar.
Well, a lot of that over there where y'all use a lot of fluorocarbon. Over here, the water's so stagnant, you could get away with braid. You don't lose as many as y'all do over there, up there.
Yeah.
Actually.
I don't use fluorocarbon on punching them bushes, flipping them bushes.
Oh, really? The water's not too clean up there for that?
They bite an A-rig with 5 arms and 5 metal steel arms with 50-pound braid. I ain't worried about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Obviously, you could probably get a couple extra bites maybe doing that, but I mean, like you said, you're using a pretty good size weight usually just to get through that stuff, and I mean, it's going down by them so fast that it's not like they're studying it. It's a hop it once or twice and you're out of there. So
it's a reaction bite coming through there is what it is.
That's right. I was talking to a guy not too long ago about flipping mats and stuff like that. Do you ever switch up your colors or your weights?
Not really, but I know one instance where it was flipping a black weight. It was kind of the shad spawn was going on. And it turned around, went through, didn't hardly catch nothing with the black weight. Turned around, changed just the weight to a silver weight, and catch them every drop. I was like, oh my gosh, that's it's just something like that but it's hard to find like different color weights. You know what I mean? It's
sure.
I mean, you get your green pumpkin. I mean, I know I got a bunch of the JaKKed tungsten. They got green pumpkin and black. But silvers and stuff like that. That's hard to find.
Yeah. Well, we may be getting some of that. Just FYI. So, whenever this other guy was telling me about, he says he actually goes to silver after the spawn, no matter what. So, like anytime after the spawn, he goes to silver just for the summertime reaction. They're a little bit more aggressive anyway, and that sort of thing. So that may be there may be something to that.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, this place, the water wasn't as muddy as it is down here, but it makes sense, They see that silver thing, they might think it's just a shad or something coming through there. Falling quick.
Yeah, this guy I'm talking about wasn't no slouch in fishing. He's one on the FLW and the elite side. I'll tell you more about that later. But anyway, Uh, one of Micah says, "I bet you swim a little cricket down there too," and he's talking about a
Yeah.
swim jig.
Oh yeah, in fact, I was in my boat today, rigging up all my stuff for Ross Barnett, and I put a swim jig on, and I'm gonna be throwing that a good bit, I imagine, over there. So I got everything laid out and was doing that, and that's for sure what I thought about. I was like, man, I got to put that swim jig on.
Yeah. What color swim jig do you like best?
Man, over there on Ross Barnett, the water's gonna be so dirty. I put like a green pumpkin with blue in it. In
Yeah.
fact, I think you sent me the swim jigs that I put on it.
Yeah.
It had that black and blue with a little green pumpkin.
Yep.
Put that on there. So
Good
we're
deal.
gonna see what happens. We're gonna go throw that around.
There you go. There you go. Are you one of them guys like they talk about the Coosa shake? Do you shake your rod down there in Louisiana, or is it more like the Florida fishing where you just swim it?
Nah, I just swim it mostly. I just throw it through whatever I
Yeah.
got to go through and just pull it through pretty quick. I
Okay.
don't sit there and
It's interesting 'cause we were talking about that not too long ago. One of these other Jack lives, and they were talking about down in Florida where they just swim it straight, and then in Alabama they can't hardly get a bite unless they're shaking their rod like this the whole time.
shaking it a
So
bunch.
yeah,
I mean,
make it.
I don't know. It seems like every time I try to do that shake deal, I always end up missing more than I catch because they always hit it when you popping it up. And you don't have the. I mean, you're throwing it on braid, but still, you don't have your rod's so high up at that point.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. I'm with you. I bet some of these boys on there can talk about that a little bit and tell us what their thoughts are on that. We got a couple swim jig Alabama hammers on here. So, um,
There you go.
Chris, yeah, Chris says y'all got to check out the scatterbait. It's a game changer. I know you've thrown that a little bit too.
Oh yeah, in fact, over on the Arkansas River, I had you send me a bunch of them a year or so
Yep.
ago, if you remember. Yeah, it's a good bait, man. You just gotta get that head wore down a little bit from the blade hitting it. But it definitely gets some bites, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. That is for sure, guys. Well, feel free to jump in on some questions here. Uh, give us give us and whatnot. Um, Brad, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but Brad's what trailer do you use on it? I guess we go through all of them. So, what kind of trailer do you punch with?
Hold on, I'm losing you. Yeah, you're breaking up real bad. I'm losing you. Let's see what you say.
I said, what kind of trailer do you punch with?
Usually I put if I have a punch skirt on, I put like a speed crawl on it. I don't, try not to get nothing too big. I compact when I put it on there. Either that or like a little. I put a D bomb sometime on there, the missile D bomb, but
Sure.
it's they got that new the guy it Cajun Lures has the Kraken crawl, and it basically when the claws with the way he pours it, the claws float up whenever you like put it on a jig or something. So when it punches and
Sure.
sits down, the claws automatically float. It's pretty cool. That's a new little
Nice.
deal too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the boys need to check that out. Get guy
Yeah.
Cajun Lures, Jack Dubois does a good job on them.
What kind of trailer do you use on the swim jig?
I don't know what I even put on my swim. I don't even know if I put a trailer on there today. I just tied it up, but I sometimes I put like a Kitech on there, something like that, or I put like a crawl most of the
Yeah.
time. But I'll
Good
when I
deal.
get
Well,
over
somebody
there.
on here. I was just to say somebody on here already knows what a cracking craw is. So there you
There
go.
you
You got some
go.
got some followers on that Cajun lures already.
Yeah, like I said, he said whenever he poured it, just I guess it was kind of like an accident. The way that the mold was, when the bait goes down, and like you have it on a jig, the claws automatically float up to like the fighting position. That was a pretty cool little deal, you know, the way
Yeah,
it
that's
works.
awesome.
So,
You'll have to take
yeah.
a picture of one of them and post that on your page later.
All right.
Everybody can go check it out tonight. Throw it on the back of a jig and put it on your make a post on your fishing page. It's Tyler Carriere fishing.
That's what I'll do. I'll do that when I get off.
Okay.
When I head to the house here, we'll do
Yep.
that.
Absolutely. Well, good stuff. So, what are you looking most forward to this year, I guess?
Wait, what's happening? Your phone broke up again. I didn't hear you.
What tournament are you looking most
What you
forward to
said.
this year?
Hello.
Hey,
I mean, I'm looking forward to Sabine. It's gonna be a grind. It's not gonna be go out there and catch a bunch of fish.
yeah,
But I seem to always do better in the northern lakes, like fishing the smallmouth. I don't know why.
yeah.
I always seem to do better up there catching the smallmouth. So
I know
I'm just
why.
ready to go back to the St. Lawrence.
I know why you don't have that pressure on yourself.
Wait, that?
I said you ain't got all that pressure on yourself thinking you got to go catch them.
Exactly. That's probably half the problem right there. I just need to just relax and just go do it, you know. But
That's right.
the St. Lawrence is just fun, man, catching those big smallmouth. That's probably the one tournament I'm ready to go back to.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, man, I really appreciate you being on here tonight. We'll definitely have you on here again, and definitely get you on here after St. Lawrence River after you win. So
There you go. Hey, how about Sabine? I just need to, after the last show, when I need to go to Sabine and just put my head down and go grind it out. So
there you go, brother.
I'm ready. We'll see what this year has in store, you know.
Yeah. Well, make sure you go on his page, go on go like his spot here. At a cell phone difficulty right now. I don't know what the deal is, but guys, thank him for being on here. Tyler Carriere, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. I really hope you guys had fun. Hope you had fun, Tyler, and hope you guys all have a good night.
All
Right
right,
on,
thank
man.
you. I'll post something.
Sounds good. And remember, don't just hook 'em, jack 'em. See you guys.